Hi everyone, it's Sandy and today I'm doing my October wrap-up. This month I've only read 4 books, which isn't as much as I wanted to, but it's still a pretty good number. The first book that I read this month is The Winner's Curse by Marie Rakowski. This book is about a girl named Kestrel who purchases a slave at an auction, and that's kind of how the story begins. I really enjoyed the story more than I expected to. I loved seeing the relationship between Kestrel and Aaron develop throughout the story. I really liked the pacing and I thought that Kestrel was a really interesting character. She's really strong and she's intelligent, yet her fighting skills aren't as great, which I think is really different than most YA protagonists. She's not like Trish, she's not like Katniss. Kestrel isn't a great fighter, but she's really intelligent, and I really love that about her. I can't wait to read the next book, and overall, I give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This book takes place in a world where this disease basically killed a bunch of people, and those who survived the disease kind of have a mark on them. So our main character, Adelina, she is a survivor of this disease, and after she recovered from it, she is left with markings. Her hair turned silver, she lost an eye, and those who are marked by the disease are called Malfetos. And in this world, Malfetos are looked down upon, and sometimes Malfetos can develop magical abilities. I thought that this book was a really unique read because Adelina is sort of like an anti-hero. She doesn't make the best decisions. She's not perfect. Adelina isn't necessarily the good guy. She has a dark past and she has her flaws. I really like that about her. I thought it was really refreshing to read about. I love the premise of the book and I loved all the characters. When it comes to fantasy books, I always have a hard time getting into the world, but with this book, I was immediately hooked. This book has multiple POVs, which I personally really like. One of the POVs is Taran, and he's like the bad guy. Taran works for the government and his duty is basically to take down Malfetos, and I think it's really interesting to see a perspective from the opposite side. It gives you a look into the inside of the government. There isn't much world building in this book, but I personally am okay with it. I'm pretty sure Marie Lu will sort of discuss it in the following books. There is sort of a minor love interest, and by minor I do mean minor. I love how it wasn't a major focal point of the book. And overall, I would give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I read this for the Bookbusters Book of the Month. I will leave the live show link in the description below if you want to check out the live show. The next book that I read is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. You guys know how much I love Since You've Been Gone, so I had to read her other books. This book is about a girl named Taylor who spends her summer at a lake house with her family for a certain reason, which you'll find out in the book. I'm not going to talk much about it because I think you shouldn't know it before going into the book. So basically, this is a story of Taylor, her family, and her friends, and there is love in it. Obviously, Morgan Matson writes books about love. This book was an emotional read. One of my favorite parts of this book was seeing Taylor bond with her dad. When I posted a photo of this book on my Instagram, I was warned to be prepared with tissues, and that is correct. I needed more tissues than what I was prepared with. So definitely have a box of tissues laying around when you read this book. If you're a fan of Morgan Matson and you haven't read this book yet, I highly recommend it because it's really good. I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read in October is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. This is the spin-off series of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I am so excited that I finally started the Heroes of Olympus series. I've heard such great things about the series. The last book recently came out and I wanted to start the series. I can just marathon it now all the books are out. I'm really fascinated with the Greek mythology and I loved every aspect of it in Rick Riordan's books. I loved meeting the new characters and seeing some of the old ones. I love the action and the humor in this. Something exciting is always happening. Unfortunately, Percy isn't in this book, but I know he will eventually show up in the next books, so I can't wait to continue on with the series, and I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. That is it for my October wrap-up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you've read any of these books that I mentioned, please let me know in the comments below so we can discuss it. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time. Bye!